All right, everyone. Well, today's a special day. Yep, this isn't your typical aircraft we're flying in today. No, sir. This is a 737-800, and we're at Providence. So, well, I've flown it a couple times off street. I'm probably still going to mess it up, but I'm going to try to give a good name for all private pilots everywhere. Flying airliners, that is, which we never do. But anyways, we're flying the PMDG 737-800. We're at Providence. I think I got it configured right. But we're going to start cold and dark, and we're going to take our time and hopefully get the Buffalo somehow. I have VATSIM on standby. I'm not sure if I'll go VATSIM or not, just so that I can think about things. And I've also got my tutorial on standby here. So Nick, you helped me a lot on it, and I got this checklist and also video that I've been following for quite a while on how to fly this realistically. It is a Ryanair Captain. Say what you will, but it even has a video that corresponds with that. Ooh, hello. Corresponds with the checklist. So if I have to, we'll go back to the video and check it out. But I think I'm pretty good till we get to the descent portion. That's usually where I mess something up. So if I do anything wrong, though, feel free to let me know some tips along the way. But I think I got a good grasp on, hey, I can actually fly it at least. It's just a matter of proper procedures with the FMC on descent and stuff like that. So, and we have no background for the 737 yet, so I'm using this. So this is what I like to call my Eurosport background interview, flight background. So I like it. Anywho, we're gonna use this checklist. We're gonna go through this. We're gonna start cold and dark. We don't even have the ground card connected or anything like that, just the jetway. I do have the door open. This ever wants to go to, yeah. This ever wants to go to here. And to try to minimize CTDs, I'm going to use the Bing imagery, not Google Maps imagery. I don't think that would cause a problem but I forgot to load it, and then I was like, well, I'm not going back, and only that might help out. So here's the 737-800. Nothing is on right now. Just here at Providence, Rhode Island. This again is probably the best scenery you're gonna get for it. It's by I can't remember. Give me a second here. They still have a mess up on the ILS here, so fly too high, and I don't know if they came out with another update. I haven't seen it. I bought it a long time ago because it's like my childhood airport from where I took off on vacations and stuff. But just as we started streaming, it started snowing and raining. So take that as you will. And let's go slowly through this and see what we can do. That's what I'm going to basically say. I turned down a lot of things. I adjusted some volumes, and Twitch seems to be working because last night it crapped out on me and then only went to YouTube. But I lowered the bit rate to 6,000. It was at 10,000 with auto configuring, if you will. But all right, we're in the 737. I'm glad they have this thing because I didn't know you needed half of this stuff. First off, as a private pilot, I did not know. And you can laugh at me, but I don't care. See, I'm not one of those streamers that's going to like go 5 million miles per hour through everything and just go blah, 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 blah. I'm going to try to explain things as I go here. But I didn't know that they have briefers that do everything for you. So you can do this for free. If you go to SimBrief, you set up an account and everything. And you enter all your information and tell them what aircraft you're flying. Push generate flight after that. And it'll do basically kind of what the airlines do. And give you a whole flight plan and brief here. So this is where we're at. I like to look at the briefing preview because that seems to be what pilots would get in the real world, I guess. Mark, tell me if I'm wrong on any of this, by the way. But this seems to be what pilots would look at, the written out printed copy here. And then there's a bunch of things you have to understand. So we're going to take it one step at a time. I'm going to keep this to the left monitor over here. And that way I can kind of refer to it because the FMC for me is the hardest thing in this whole thing. Also, understanding LNAV, VNAV, that took me a little while. I'm not still 100% on it, but I kind of get what it follows based on the programming of the FMC. But anyways, let's go to our cold and dark checklist here. This is a pretty good checklist. So the battery's on, and I think it's control 6, yeah. That's another thing. You want to learn the controlled quick views on this because it makes you look everywhere. So here's our upper panel. The battery switch is right here. We just close this cover, turns it on. Okay. Emergency exit, and there. Oh, before I do that, actually, there is no right way of doing the 7. There's not one way. Every airline has their own standard operating procedure. So this is the Ryanair one, according to the video. So if I don't do something in the order that you're used to doing it, I don't care. I'm following the Ryanair SOP, if you will. And that radio should not be on right now, but we're okay. Anyways, battery on. Emergency exit lights are. Give me a second. It's been a little while. Oh, right here. They're already on. So we close that. Typically that would be already there. Ground power we're going to establish. Now we're going to go to our FMC here, which is how PMD does it. DG does it. FS actions, ground services, and we have a GPU card that we want, and we're going to request it. And now what it's doing is it's hooking up this card to the side of the plane. Right there, you see that? There's a cable connected to the aircraft. Oh, there it is. Right there, and that's going to provide all the power for everything we need while we do all this, because right now we're running off the battery of the plane, which can run out. Alright, so ground power on and established. It's available. You switch this to on, and now we're hooked up to that cart. Does that make sense to everybody? So that's pretty much how we go. But yeah, but you know, private pilots, Nick, I know that you want to be an airline pilot. I never did any of this back in the old days of my virtual airlines because we didn't have all these fancy doodads. We had a couple of these switches, but not a lot. FS 2004 and then 98. I don't even know because I was flying like what did I start on the 1900 there? What do you call that? Begins with a B. Can't remember. That was with Gateway Airlines. All right, we gotta check the gear. So we're gonna go back to the pilot seat. Control 1. Gear with 3 lights. It's down. We're good. Annunciators, and then there's aft annunciators. That's control 7 right here. Yep. Let me make sure those are flashing. Alright, flaps are up. They are. There's no lights. Fire test. This is to test the fire suppressing equipment on board. What we're going to do is we're going to test the one side and then the other side, and this should ring at this one. So if you have a fire, it's going to tell you, and you want to pull one of these knobs to extinguish it. And then on the other side, which I have to alter here, we have what they call, I guess, the squibs, which is the fire material. Yep, exactly. So we're going to do one. That looks good. And all the lights are on, so that means that we have enough fire retardant to fire in the engine in case there's a fire. Alright, squibs we did. Did I miss anything? The engine overheat lights. Yep, we're all set. Alright, manual gear extension. This, according to the Ryanair captain there, you would be standing back here while doing all this. So they do a general flow, so that way they can do it from one place and kind of minimize things. But this is the manual extension of the gear, in case you needed it. And so we just double check and make sure this door is closed. Like, yeah, I'm not an airline captain. Am I making that sense? And then while you're back here, you would check the circuit breakers on both sides. It would have a white indicator if it popped. So we just make sure we check that side. And then this side, and everything looks good. Alright. Emergency escape rope. We might need this. No kidding. Those are up here. Right there. And right there. Because if you have to go out the window, you need a rope to get down. So I guess that's the rope to get down. I don't think these are able to be open in the PMDG. But that's where you would get your rope to climb down the window. Alright, we're going to test the flight recorder next. Control 7 to get the upper panel. Light extinguishes. So we're going to go to test. There you go. It extinguishes on the test and then return it to normal. Flight recorder is working. Mock airspeed test. This doesn't always work. No, the stall warning doesn't always work on this. But if we do number 1, that tells us when we're overspeeding. Okay, the stall warning doesn't always work. Sometimes it does the shaker and sometimes it doesn't. If you're stalling, the controls on the 737 will actually sound like that and your stick will shake. It's called the stick shaker. See, number 2 doesn't work. It doesn't always work on this. Number 1 did. Alright, stall warning is good. IRS, this is to set up our instruments to use GPS and nav. I'm going to set that to nav. Lights, we're going to test down here. This lights it up like a Christmas tree. Lights, going to test to make sure they all light up. See that, everybody? Isn't that nice? It's a Christmas display. And we can check up here as well. Typically no light bulbs go out in the simulator. I like to follow procedures. So, alright, we'll turn that off now. So all the lights indeed are working. Oxygen, we might need this too. No. But if anything depressurizes or anything and you need oxygen, you have to make sure this is working. We push this button right here. There should be an X just like that, and that means it's working. So that's the oxygen mask over there in case we're going to need that. Then we got the FMC setup, and this is where what I find to be the most confusing thing as a private pilot, because we don't have flight computers. I mean, we do, but we don't have things that do everything for us, like calculate fuel and everything. So let's go back to the beginning here. Alright, fuel, FS actions. And we're going to set up the fuel for the plane. Now, if we look at our briefing here, this never lines up with anything. But the block fuel from Providence to Buffalo, New York, where we're going, final reserve and alternate shipment taxi 3-6. This is supposed to be the fuel I'm supposed to enter, but for some reason, whenever I do that, it always isn't enough. And I think that's because the passenger count and this and that is different. So I'm always gonna go with what I want. The Ryanair captain said, take this figure, round it up to a 7,000 and then add another 100 to it. That's what they do. So it'd be 7,100 pounds. But I'm gonna go 10,000 just to make sure I have enough. It says 24,999. So you know what? I might just leave it like that just to make sure I have enough fuel. Because when I did my testing before, I always had problems with it not being enough. If that makes sense. And I don't quite know why. It did that. So I'm sure in the real world it lines up though. 6 minutes ground power for the stick shaker. Is that what it is? Oh, see, I learned something new, Nick. 6 minutes of ground power. Alright, well, I'll check it again at the end. How's that? Alright. So we'll leave the fuel the way it is. Alright. Payload. We gotta enter the zero fuel weight. That's what TFW means. So, payload. And I think you just double click it. It does the zero fuel weight, which already is in there. So, alright. Set IRS position. Let's let the... pause it here. I can't remember what this is. Give me a second. FMC. Next page. No, pause it right there. We got a copy. It's GPS left. This is just the computer would know where we are. GPS wise. Then I'm gonna set the GPS position. Then you see it just aligns everything. So that's pretty cool. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna check that. That makes sense to me now. So, all right, and then we're all good. I do not have updated nav data, so that's why the free sim brief also works for me. Free briefing on sim brief is for people that don't mind having the old reference data. And if you fly airliners every day, you probably do care about it. All right, we did that. Route. This is where I always get wrong, Nick. So watch me on this, because our route today. It's not that I don't understand the route, it's just the fact of putting it in. So, we are going... I gotta find it here. You know, like to do this. I'll find it eventually. Here it is. Route. Okay, I want to take that to the right screen now. I just want to be able to see this. So, we should find out the runway. This said 2-3. Yes.
Providence Airport information, uniform 2000 Zulu. Wind 324 at 11. Visibility 3. Sky conditions, few clouds at 1,400 feet, ceiling 4,200 feet, overcast. Temperature 1. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.67. ILS runway 34 in use. Landing and departing runway 34.
Alright, so we know it's 3-4, not 2. And I don't know why SimBrief sometimes doesn't do that right with the winds, but that's just the way it is. Let me turn this off now before they drive me insane.
Providence Airport information.
Stop it.
2000 Zulu. Wind
Come on, man.
at 11. Visibility
Thank you.
3. Sky conditions, few clouds at 1,400 feet, ceiling.
Alright, I'm on a VAT sim yet, so... Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm just trying to... I always mess up if I use their plan and they change the runway, so... Alright, origin. New Providence, Kilo, Papa, Victor, Delta. Let me follow my checklist. Add destination. Kilo, Bravo. Foxtrot. Flight number. Call it Flight Airlines, how's that? EFA. And I'm going to use my old... number, my own pilot number for my Gateway Airlines University is 2480. This one, flight number EFA 2480. I don't care if that's right or not. Alright, now, departure arrival, select departure runway. That's why I did that. So we gotta hit departure arrivals. Providence, we're gonna depart, and it's gonna be runway. What did they say, 3-4? Yeah, they said 3-4. The parts they want to do. It's Putnam. It says route ideas. Def route, which is not it. So they want me going to Putnam. So that's why there's no standard instrument departure. That makes sense. Okay, R6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 6 button down. Be activated if you add to the next page. Enter route. Right, so let's go to route again. Next page, and we're going to go to Putnam. I'm getting all this off the sim brief, by the way. So Putnam, direct CTR or whatever that is. These are all VORs, so we're going to do all of that to get there. No SIDS. So again, just watch me as I do this, because the problem I always have is a route discontinuity with when I enter all that stuff. Now, Do I click left or right? I always did right. And I'm on New Putnam. We all know that one in the Northeastern for pilots. Okay. I'm gonna go direct to whatever CTR is. Chester. That makes sense now. Okay. And I know that there's a way if you purchase SimBrief and do all that, that you can just like have it load in. But what's the fun in that? Let's do like the real world pilots do, other than airliners uploading their flight plans. Cambridge. This one, yep. Right, then Syracuse. The VS for Airways, yeah, but we don't have any VS. It's all directs. So, then direct to Wi-Fi. Oh, wait, I forgot to do Syracuse here. Give me a second. Wi-Fi. It's all directs, which is not what I was used to practicing, so this makes it a little easier. Condo. Next page.
Ground American 1347 at 1000.
Maggot. That used to mess me up way back in the days of not knowing how to even fly in the late 90s, 2000s. Is, wait a minute, why is it asking me which one? You should know which one. Not done yet. We gotta go direct to Rochester's VR. Romeo Oscar Charlie. Rochester.
I did not catch that one.
And then direct to Monk. Alright. And Klung. West, not south. Alright, it's usually the top one if I'm seeing it correctly, because it kind of computes where you are. Those are the closest one. If I'm wrong on that, let me know. Woozy. And then direct to Buffalo. So I'm not going to put anything there right now. Or should I? Because the next thing is direct to Buffalo. Yeah, I'm good on that. But it's saying direct to Buffalo and it's expecting runway 23 there. So, there is no star either, which is kind of, I mean, these are class Charlies, but still. They don't want to do Boston and mess everything up, especially when I get on that sim. But if you see this route here, this is what it's saying. So, yeah, so will it automatically do that, or should I type in KBUF? That's what I'm wondering right now. So do I put Buffalo in there or not? Because after this I have to hit route and then check for discontinuity. This might be very delayed, so I'm going to wait for you for a little bit. Ooh, it's raining a lot right now. Go to direct. Right, yeah, so okay, but what I put... Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir. And see, it's got that route discontinuity. So what do? I just kind of hit Buffalo and put it here. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's good. And then it says hit the exec button. But do I activate it first before I hit exec? Because exec's not lighting up here. I'm gonna go with it. Activate. Exec. Here we go. So now my route is in. That's what we're doing. Alright. Everything looks good. The flight plan is programmed in. And again, yep, thank you, sir. We're just a little delayed. So if I'm saying yes, it's because we're a little delayed between that. Alright. Initial reference. We gotta do the cost index and stuff. So we hit init ref. This is where you get all this stuff from the briefing. So the first thing we gotta do is put the cost index in, and that's this little CI50 thing. So the cost index is 50. I don't know how that's computed, but that's what it says on the briefing. So that's what we do. Reserves, final and alternate. That's under that fin res and alt. It says 2,633. So, is that 26.3? I think it is. I could be wrong on that. So I have fin and alt right here. 2,633. 26.3. Could be 2.6. Let's go 2.6. They have more than enough fuel, I know that, so. But let me know if that number is correct or not. I can always change it later. Alright, CFW, 0 fuel weight. It's already computed, so you just double click. And it automatically puts it in there for us. That's a, I think that's a PMDG thing, or it might just be an FMC thing. Planned fuel, planned field, used it for fueling, not complete yet. Yeah, we're not worried about that because we're going to pretend that it's already fueled up. I guess if it's still fueling, it kind of has a place. Ooh, I'm signing things now. What the heck's going on there? No, crash that. Okay, I'm not signing anything. Yep, I got that. But it says 2,633, so is that 2.6? Zero fuel, we got planned fuel, we're not fueling so good. Cruise altitude, this might be. So if we go over here, because there's some people that just want to fly this ain't gonna happen today. We're just gonna do everything before we do it. So, flight level. What I usually do is I look at the top of climb here. That's top of the set. Top of climb, 320, right there. Is our flight level. So 320 is what we're planning for. So flight level. 20. 2.7? Alright, I'll put that in there for reserve. 2.7. Thank you, sir. Alright, cruise wind. Again, there's things doing this. We do it from top of climb according to the Ryanair captain. So, top of the set, top of climb. Our winds are 261 and 130, if I'm reading that correct. We don't really see winds like that in GA a lot, but that's what we're doing today. So 261, 130. Slash 0. I think I did that right. Pretty sure I did that right. The computer's gonna computer, and that's why you're programming this whole thing. Then transition altitude. We're not worried about that because it's flight level 180, so that's already in there. But in Europe and stuff, they have different transition altitudes. Then we're hitting exec. Right, and one limit. We're going to that next. And it says enter the assumed temperature from the takeoff performance calculator. And we're lucky because you used to have to buy a separate calculator or get one somewhere. But PMDG has it built in as a performance tool, and this is our calculator. I don't know if this is going to import. Oh, that's import if you buy some brief. Yeah, ain't going to happen. So, right now, at least because I don't fly it enough. Oh, nope, I hit tab and it's doing that. Runway 34. Does everything for me there. I'm gonna take off flaps 5.
There
we go. The weight, center of gravity, all that stuff. Okay, packs will be off, I believe. For the weather, calculate. Ooh, excuse me. So the maximum takeoff weight has been exceeded. How's that happen? Ah, takeoff weight, takeoff weight, takeoff weight. It's going to be FMC. Gave it the fuel. So, let's go back to menu. This is where we go back to our thing. I guess we're going to have to get rid of some fuel here. So let's do 12,000 pounds. 0 for the
Providence ground, southwest 1578,
Let's see if
requesting
that
pushback.
will do it.
Southwest 1578 pushback request accepted.
Calculate. I have to import again. There we go. Alright. We must have a lot of passengers, which I can check. I'm not going to do that. Alright, SEL temp at the moment not applicable. Does that mean, I don't know what that means. Let me go back to the menu. And this is where I get lost. I'll find it eventually. Take off.
Delta, one more time.
Take off. Anyone is under the aircraft. Alright, SEL. Outside air temperature is +1. So why is this calculator saying not applicable? I've never had this before. Usually I had some type of temperature up there. So do I enter the same temperature as the 1 degree Celsius? Or not?
Thank you, 2532, Delta 1630.
I don't know. Get back to me, Nick, on that. Tell me what I had entered for the SEL, which I don't.
Southwest 1578 request to end pushback request.
Alright. Yeah. Alright, cool. So I can enter 0 or 1 on that for SEL. What do I do?
Providence ground Southwest 1578 with Victor ready to taxi IFR.
Nothing. Alright, I will move on then. Take off. Never had that before. I always had a degree there. We're going to go 5 degrees flaps. That seems to be pretty standard. And after the 0 for 5. Center of gravity. Click the left third button to do everything. Trim, therefore. Oh, they want me to enter the V speeds first, right? Again, that's on the calculator. Alright, V1's going to be at 140. Like I said, the FFC does everything for you. In a typical general aviation aircraft, we kind of have it written out already for the aircraft. Rotate is at 141. Right, 2 is 150. Okay, thank you, sir. V2 speed, and then guys, take off trip. It already calculated 4.73. So I'm gonna make this go to 4.7-ish.
Monitor 12532. 3703.
There we go. Good for takeoff on that. Next page. We'll enter in the. Yeah, this is all the same as what it says over here. So I just don't even do anything. Acceleration height's 1,500 feet. So it says 1,800, but it says 1,500 over here. So I just kind of leave that alone. I don't know if that really means much of anything because I've never changed that according to this checklist. Alright, then we have a final flow. We're going to look at the overhead panel. Everything's now programmed. Yaw dampers on. That makes the rudder kind of do its thing on takeoff and stuff. Navigation display switches are all normal. Displays were good. Okay, fuel pumps on as required. So we're going to flip them all on. Cross feed valve, we're going to test. This should go. Wait, did I say fuel pumps on? Cross feed valve, we're going to test it. It should have blue, and then it dims just ever so slightly. That lets us know that can cross feed, and then we're going to close it again. AC and DC monitors are pure. They're looking good. Just tells you what we're going for electricity in the plane right now. Galley is on. I don't think it has the galley. Oh, give me a second. There's a switch there. Maybe we don't have a galley switch here. So the 737-700 does, I think. But electrical panel as required, looking pretty good. Everything's there. We don't have an AP yet. Panel circuit breaker lights. That would be over here. You can turn these on. These just turn on the lights to see the circuit breakers behind us. I guess I'll leave them on a little bit. Oh boy, going everywhere. Whoa. And then the panel lights. We'll actually turn these on a little bit because it is getting a little dark. Alright, equipment cooling normal ×2. Good. Emergency exit lights, check that they're armed. They basically are. Seat belts are on. Fasten belt says been on. Okay. Wipers are parked because, oh, we could actually, they gotta be parked for takeoff. But. And then probe heats. If it was icing conditions, we turn them on. We're not that bad right now, so I'll leave them off. How about window heats? Window heats are on now. Alright, valves, let's get turned on. Anti-ice is off. Hydraulic pumps all on. Trim air is supposed to be on. I think that's going to be 5429 Yep, Premier's on. That's not on the 700 though. Circulator fans, auto. Packs. This is where I was getting messed up when I first started this on auto. Isolation valve is either open or auto. Oh my lord!
Just let me know.
Jeffrey B. You weren't subscribed to me on Twitch? That's kind of weird. I was gonna say, but thank you, sir.
What's beverage
Appreciate
service?
it.
Yeah, that's not included on this play. Did you pay the extra fee?
It's working. 3/4 of a year. 3/4 of a year. There you go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the support. All right, where was I? Now that I had that big thing go off in my ears. All right, isolation valve. Opener auto, engine bleed, both on. They are. APU bleed is off. And half the thing is finding out where all this stuff is. So, flight altitude. We're going up to flight level 320. That went fast. This is your pressurization, so no one dies because they can't breathe. Landing altitude is, I can't remember what it is at Buffalo. Let me check it out. I did not enter in the flight plan here at all, by the way, but I'll just do a generic Providence to Buffalo. Not that you need this, just so I have charts. That's all. Okay, altitude is 727, so I'll say about 700. And back to the checklist. Pressurization mode is auto, so no one dies. Lights as required. Logo is on at night, so we don't need it right now. Wheel well as required. I believe this is to see where the wheels are, but I guess they would turn them off after they do the pre-flight. The position is on steady, so we're good there. All right, APU. This is the auxiliary power unit. What this is like an extra engine in the back of the aircraft to power everything. So we take it off ground power. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start it by going over here. You're going to start and holding it. And then this is gonna slowly start an engine in the back. You'll see fumes coming out of the plane. Kind of sputtering. It takes a little while for it to start up. As long as I didn't miss anything. I'll go back there once it powers up. Yep, there we go. So see how it's kind of doing this thing? That's eventually going to power this plane so we can get it off ground power. APU bleed. Once it's been running for a minute, turn it on. Alright. Give some time here. Alright, now I'm going to set up the master computer programming unit here for autopilot. So it says enter the runway heading. We're going for 340. Actually, I should have gone the other way.
Delta 2115, pass behind Frontier at Foxtrot. Behind Frontier at Foxtrot, Delta 2115.
Yep, I got that. Thank you, sir. Yep. First speed we're gonna do. Oh, the course. Yep. So let's run both. What is direct there? We are going 340. Let's go for the whole thing to cut to this, I think.
225 ground.
Alright. Move for 10 for now that we're gonna climb and maintain 10,000. I don't think I'm gonna do VAT sim for the first one. I don't want to have to worry about any other thing other than flying right now. And I know that's kind of a bummer, but we'll do it eventually on VAT sim. Just let me know. Inbound, outbound. We'll do 340 on both of these. Yep. A lot of planning. I know that this goes a lot faster when we do it every day, but altitude, pretend that we're cleared to 10,000. Flight directors on, left first, then right. AFIS, we're gonna set the pressure. I'm just gonna hit B, but what you would do is you would go to, I believe it's this one. Yep, let's do it right. Let's listen to the ATIS. ATIS.
Providence Airport information, Victor 2100 Zulu. Wind 324 at 8. Visibility 7. Sky condition 1,400 feet scattered, ceiling 4,200 feet overcast. Temperature 0. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.67.
29.67.
ILS runway 34 in use.
Right.
Landing and departing runway 34. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
29.67.
Controller on
Good.
initial
Is
contact,
there anything
you
else
have
you
Victor.
have to set there? No. You hit standard when we hit flight level 180, so I know that.
Providence Airport information.
Alright, if I put the
Whiskey
APU
210
lead on
Zulu.
this time, so let's do
Wind
that.
324 at 8. Visibility 7. Sky condition.
Let's turn off that anyway. ATIS.
1,400 feet
You know what? We don't have to keep
scattered,
hitting this menu. We can just
4,200 feet overcast.
flip it off over here.
Providence
Alright.
Airport information, Whiskey 210
Wow, it just
Zulu.
doesn't wanna. You can take that.
Providence Airport information, Whiskey 210 Zulu.
And
Providence Airport information, Whiskey 210 Zulu.
let's really mess this up.
Wind three
Not
two-
get any type of frequency. There you go.
Providence Airport
No.
information, Whiskey 210
It's not working. Is that because it's COM 2? That's because it's COM 2. That's why. Is it me or is it like the music's really loud? Does everyone else think it's really loud? I'm gonna turn it down. Just like it's going through my headphones. Ow. Alright, of course. Altitude, flight director's on. AFIS, we did that. Auto brake. This is to set to RTO for takeoff. I'm not quite sure what RTO means, so if anyone wants to try me that. Master flight display, we're gonna hit sys. That shows us our hydraulics, which look good. Make sure that we have pressure and everything in hydraulics. And then we select engine, and it goes back to engine parameters. Parking brake set. This took me a while to learn. I don't know why. You gotta depress the brakes first and then hit parking. And then you can release it. Parking brakes on. Alright. Config check. Advanced throttles. You should hear a warning. Well, that's good. This proves that it's working. Alright. Start levers. This is to start the engine. Stick on cut off. That's good. Radio set and check. We'll, I don't know what the frequencies are here. I can look them up. So, COM 1. We'll set it to Providence. Actually, we'll do clearance first. Or actually, we'll be on ground services. Push back and get that stuff there. We'll leave it like that for now. Transponder. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the United States. I guess in Europe it's 2,000 when you don't have any type of thing going on. And they want it on standby. That way you're not broadcasting everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4 means you don't have anything. You're not on any squawk code. Now the alt source, you see this one? That just means the captain's in charge of it. I guess, not the first officer. If it was first officer, you'd be on 2. Rudder aileron trim is free and 0. Safety inspection checklist we performed to make sure we got it. So surfaces and chocks. That'd be outside the plane. The chocks are their maintenance status. Battery is on. Electric hydraulic pumps. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. That's why I think people will go like, yeah, they're on. Alright, landing gear lever is down. And the ship's library would be the data. That would be checked. Alright. Before starting, APU generator, both are on. We might cheat this a little bit. We're gonna make sure we're gonna generators, gen on. So this sets us to actually it's right here. So that's going to put us at APU power instead of ground power. So now we don't need the ground power, that's why we're gonna remove it next. So we're gonna make sure parking brakes on, and we're gonna request through the FMC by pushing menu, FS actions, ground services, Release the ground power. And we should be good because we're running off the APU now. You see that the cart is not connected. Not connected to the blade. And we are running on the APU engine. Alright, ground power removed. Doors. We're going to close the doors. Do that over here as well. I guess I didn't have it open. Alright, well, we pretend it was open. So, alright, steers, jetways removed. Now, you could do this in here, but I like to request it
American 5725 request taxi
as
to
soon as I
parking.
can get there for ground services.
American 5725 taxi to General
You
Aviation
see the
parking.
jetway
Via
still
taxiway
connected, so
Tango
the door would have
November
been closed at
Foxtrot
this
Tango.
time. No. Okay, jetway disconnection.
Providence ground PMDG 738.
Now
Could you
that
please
one
disconnect
pulled
the
away.
jetway from the aircraft?
Also going to remove the chocks. So
Taxi to
now.
General Aviation parking using taxiway Tango November Foxtrot Tango
APU
American
bleed, just to make sure that you
5725.
did turn it on. They say turn it on now, which it is. And before start checklist, just to make sure we got everything right. Not rushing, but this must be wicked faster for a airline pilot. Nav on the IRS's. Gear pins 1, 2, and 3 removed. They would have a person out there showing you a flag or some sort that they got. Okay. Light test was checked. Oxygen we tested. Yaw damper is on. Nav transfer and display switch is normal. It's over here. Good there. Fuel. We got everything good. Fuel pumps are all on. And gallery power as installed. That would be over here. Again, cabs on. It's whatever's on there. So this would be the. That's how much the APU is giving us right now. Okay. Emergency exits armed. Good. Fasten belts is on. Air conditioner and pressure. Wait, no, I went a little too far there. Alright, fasten belts, windows heat is on. It's all a flow going from left to right. So, air conditioner and pressure packs are auto. Open, auto. And then, bleeds are on. Pressurization mode is auto. Instruments cross-checked. Auto brake RTO. I know I did that. But you check extinguisher. And then hydraulics. You know that from this. Okay. There's double checking everything you did. Push it in here. Speed brake down and D10. That means all the way forward. Well, I checked that. It's good because it wasn't there. Something was going on there. Down D10. Alright, good. Parking brake is set. Stabilize trim cutter switch normal. That'd be over here. Sorry. Just had to look for it. Well, warning fire. We checked those. Radio transponder set and standby. It is. Rudder aileron trims free and 0. Takeoff briefing we discussed. You do the PA announcement, which I am not going to do. I am not an expert at that. And then the FMC is set. This has got to be the runway heading, by the way. And we also want this to... I forgot to set the speed. I know I skipped something, so that's what I skipped. We want our speeds here. Take off. Set it to V2, so 150. Just getting this thing ready is an adventure in itself. Sometimes I just practice this and we ain't even flying. So. Alright, N1 IAS bugs, auto and set. Where would I find that information? I mean, I know I said it, but N1, that be this thing. I don't know what the bugs are. It says auto set. So, Alright, stabilized trim, performance weight and balance. Sign that, I guess, to prove that we actually did the weight balance. Phones off, electronic flight bag stowed, flight deck windows and cockpit door locked, doors closed. Do a visual. Alright. Doors closed, passenger seated. Get down! Sit down back there. This is where I'd mess up. Before start, checklist, and flow. Air conditioner packs off. Sometimes I leave those on and couldn't figure out why the engine wasn't starting. So anti-collision light is going on. And parking brake is set. Transponder is now on alt and off. So alt reporting. So that means it's going to report your altitude. But it's still off. Alright. We're going to request pushback. We are not doing this with VATSIM. We're going to pretend that we already got our clearance and everything. Because I get, when would you do clearance? Like right now or before? Probably before. But they'd have to give you a while to get everything ready. So probably get the clearance first, get the ATIS and all this and that, and then get all this set up. And then start doing everything. I'm at a loss for the procedure there. But that was the... Prior to entering the route, that's what I figured, because if they're going to deviate or tell you a different way to go, then you're going to have to do it there. Well, thank you, sir. I'm learning more stuff. All right, pushback. We're not going to do VATSIM like I said. We're just going to do the good old trusty MSFS here. So we're going to request pushback. Then we're going to release the parking brake. And then there's no way of asking for start clearance. Do you do that on VATSIM? Because I don't remember doing that in an airliner back in the day. Let's request pushback.
Ground PMDG 7
I push the brakes down to get the parking brake off, and it's gonna push me straight back. And usually, I guess they start doing the engine start on the way back. So pretend that we just asked for clearance too. All right, here we go. Engine 2 start, started ground. That'd be this one. Okay. And then check N2 rise, which is gonna rise over here. There it is. And over there. And when it hits, actually N1 and N2, am I right? N1, N2. When this hits 25%, I'm gonna flip up the starter here while we're pushing back. So right about now, push it, and it's gonna start engine 2.
So the 533 at ramp 3, follow a 757, will join in front of you.
Looking pretty good. Hey, it looks like an Arctic flight is helping us marshal today. Just saying. Now, I don't know how far they typically push back, but I'm going to keep it going. Alright, that engine is now on. And then it should automatically extinguish the start valve. We're going to tell them to stop pushing me back now.
Providence ground PMDG 738 requesting the end of pushback.
Okay, so the engine is on. You can see right there. And it's going to click to off, which it did. Now we're going to do engine 1 ground. Okay. We're going to see this rise. If you don't do the air conditioner packs off, then it won't do this, and that's why it gets confusing. So that's going to go up to 25, and then we're going to start that engine. Never knew any of this back in the day when I flew virtual airlines. Just hit Control E most of the time and start. And there's no warnings here, so we know everything's good. These things go away once the engine is good. Okay, it should take no longer than 2 minutes per an engine start. And you should use the chromatic clock thing here.
So 1960 Modern Tower 125.32.
So, and then it counts like 2 minutes. I get it. Okay, that makes sense to me. I don't know how you clear that out, but oh, there you go. That's how you clear it out. All right, the engine is on. We're looking pretty good. Generators. We're gonna go to the engine supplying the power now, and not the APU. And that's by clicking the outer switches here, which are the engine generators. 1, 2, and now the APU. It's still on, but we're gonna turn it off because we're now running power off the engines of the planes. Let me get my orientation to do this. We're gonna turn it off by just clicking to off. And you can see that it should turn everything off, and we're still powered up here because we're running off the engines of the plane. that made sense to everybody. Ground equipment's cleared. Tug, the tow bar, bypass pin. There's a pin, I guess, in the front that they have to show you again before you start.
Delta 1379,
And then,
ground roger.
okay, start switch is both continuous now. So 1, 1. Probe heat, we're going to turn on.
Skywest 3027, at ramp 3 now, join Echo.
Very good. Engine anti-ice, I don't think we need it. Packs, both to auto now. I never knew the air conditioning had such a effect on the plane and starting an APU bleed off. Isolation valve to auto.
476 at ramp 1, give way to the outbound 75, then join
Flaps,
Foxtrot
we're going to set flaps to 5.
ramp 1, get what is the outbound 75,
I'm using the mighty F7 button for that. When you pulled on this in real life. Make sure this thing's moving. Yep. Stabilized trim, we're good. That'd be back here. No, stabilized trim's down here. Thank
1379
you.
round, runway 8 right, taxi via Echo.
Start
and
lever
hold
is
for ramp
idle, detach, they're on
Echo, turn
idle,
around
which is
Delta
good. We'll leave them
1379.
there. Flight controls, we'll check those at this point now. The box, and free and correct. Okay. Just a little bit. There we go. Alright, recall. Never knew what this was, but see all these things are on?
Delta
So recall, you
1973 at
push
ramp
this.
5, give way to an outbound 73.
And you make sure that we're good. However, it's still flashing fuel. So, I'm just going to clear that all out, and then if anything turns back on, I guess there's a problem. But that's what the recall means. And the engine, we want to blank this out here. So we hit the blank it out by doing that. So we don't have to look at that. We'll just worry about that. For taxi checklist, generators are on, APU's off, start switches are continuous. Probe heat is on. Turn that on over there. Anti-ice not needed. Air conditioning packets are auto. Isolation valve is auto. Flaps 5, and there's a green light. Yes, there is. Stabilizer trim. Start lever is idle. Detent. We already did that. Flight controls we checked. And the recall we checked again, and there's no issues at all. So before we taxi, we're going to turn the taxi lights on. Parking brake is released. It already is. But we're going to advance the throttles and check the horn again. So here we go. Yep. Control 1 to Control 1, 2 to make those things come together again. Yep. Come on now. I didn't hear anything. Did you?
Delta 1379, continue and hold short of ramp 3.
Short of ramp 3, Delta 13.
Well, they're working. I don't hear a horn though. Oh, no horn. We're supposed to have no horn. Duh. That makes sense.
Ground Delta
That just means everything configured correctly. Yes.
All
Alright, now that we've taken almost an hour of our life, how long have we been streaming for? I can't even tell you. But that's how long it takes to get this thing ready to taxi. Alright, taxi speeds are there. Before takeoff checklist, we did. No, we didn't. We gotta go to the red line. Configures checked. Flaps, green light, stabilizer trim, takeoff. Briefing, reviewed, cabin secured. Alright, so we went to the red line. Cabin check. Press attend. This will let the attendants know that we're ready to go.
Number 3319, round 8 right.
It's supposed to have a chime.
8 right, yeah.
Anyways, that will let them know to get secure for departure. And what we'll do is we'll have Allison come on out. How's that?
West 3027, monitor tower 125.32.
Master flight computer check. Good. Transponders on TARA. We're also going to set it to 1200 because I didn't do any type of planning for Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's going to take on VFR, but we'll just do it our way. Yep. And now it's transmitting to them.
751, round roger.
Okay. Good. Strobe lights on. Over here. Thank you. Anyways, on. Where's the strobe? I think the strobe on. Yep, strobe's in position. Okay. Are they getting pushed back there? I don't see a pushback card. That's kind of weird. Alright, we'll go with it. Anywho, now after all that, we're going to contact ground and request taxi clearance. Taxi, we're going to depart to the north. I'm guessing north.
Providence ground PMDG 738 with whiskey request taxi to the
If I do anything wrong, tell me. I want to know if I'm doing wrong.
PMDG 738 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 4 using taxiway Tango Foxtrot November cross runway tree for Bravo cross runway 2 tree Bravo cross
I should
runway
have been
tree
ready
for
for this.
Charlie
Tango.
cross runway 2 tree Charlie. Contact
Thank God I
tower
could
on
read it again.
120.7 when
Because I have
ready.
to say, please repeat that. Tango Foxtrot November.
Airport 29, we're on taxi gateway, taxiway Juliet.
It's Foxtrot.
Taxi gateway
Tango.
Juliet, airport 29.
Oh, I'm gonna say Tango November. Okay. Cross runway 34. Do that one. Follow. 34. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna get this right. November. Going down Bravo.
PMDG 738
Yeah,
acknowledge
cross
last
runway
transmission.
23.
Charlie, monitor our side.
Oh, I see where we're going. Okay. Here's
Taxiing
what we're
hold
doing.
short runway tree for using taxiway Tango Foxtrot
from
November
here.
cross runway tree for Bravo cross runway 2 tree Bravo cross
Here.
runway tree for Charlie cross
Crossing
runway
here.
2 tree Charlie
Down
PMDG
here.
7 tree 8.
All the way down to 34. And that's why it helps to have this tab until I'll try to flight back. But alright, here we go. We're good to go. And I'm gonna make it happen. Traffic's okay. We're gonna turn to the right if possible.
Airport 6146, we're affirmative on the 33. Breakout 6146, runway 33, taxi via Juliet Foxtrot, hold short runway 1. Juliet Foxtrot, hold short.
Right, wish me luck on this one. Not used to this. Gonna run over a cart already on my first day. Look at that. I don't know if I pushed back enough. I probably should have pushed back more.
November 1, Juliet, going to exit. Number 1, ground, join
Excuse me.
Kilo,
This
taxi
aircraft's going to the same
Join
place as
Kilo and taxi park.
Okay. I am not connected to that sim, just to double check. Yeah, I don't think anyone's on, but I don't want to have to worry about another thing on my first flight. I will eventually use VATSIM like all the time though.
Breakout 6146, crossing 14, taxiway Foxtrot, taxi 2 mile final, runway 1. Yeah, we are clear on crossing 1, breakout 6146.
Scary times. Typically this is all automated because of all that program we did in the FMC, so.
Ground Southwest 1028, turning on the Juliet for gate number 8, please.
Southwest 1028, around Juliet Pop to the gate.
Juliet and Pop to the gate, Southwest 1028.
Crossing runway 34. This is the where I'm going to be departing from down there. That's clear. Real world time and weather, by the way. We're going real.
2139, ground, Kilo 1 to the gate.
Thank you.
So we'll see what happens. I'm getting a master caution like it. Probably because I'm doing the throttle and just thinking I'm pumping it too hard. That's what I'm thinking. We're okay still. Again, I would already think I'm doing something terribly wrong if I was in a GA aircraft with that master caution.
Frontier 545, we're ready for taxi.
Okay. Turn to the
And
right.
apart to
Taxi speed looks pretty good.
Runway 1, taxi via Charlie, cross
I think I'm
runway
going
4,
too
mile
fast.
yes side.
Alright, we have Charlie cross 4, monitor tower, runway 1, Frontier 545.
I don't have any type of fancy throttle setup like the honeycomb route. But I can see why if you're an airliner type pilot on the simulator, you kind of want to get that. So I am using my SciTech throttle. Eventually I do want to get another TPM, but I want it with the vernier control.
With you on November for day 4.
Southwest 55, ground, Kilo, taxi park.
Going
Kilo,
faster.
Southwest 55.
Alright, looking pretty good. Cross over here. So, just to double check this, I would do all those checks before I put in the route, then I'd ask for my clearance. Then I put the route in, and then I do everything else. And I know it's going to become a stereo flow if I keep at this, so.
American 2119 Southwest back about 4.
Yeah, those stutters there. Oh, I beat you. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's terrible. I think that's a Microsoft Flight Simulator East server person. So if you do want to fly with us, you can. It's all up to you. I'm also not sitting directly in the middle of the seat here. Thank you. But I'm hoping that all the FMCs are pretty much kind of the same after learning how to do one, you know? That's what I'm hoping. A little faster. Winds off right. Takeoff. Okay, now we're gonna go to our checklist now that we're here. Alright, uh-oh. Oh, phew. I thought I was crashing the desktop. That'd be terrible. It has done that on occasion after setting everything, which sucked big time. Alright, take off. Checklist. Line up. Before taxi, we did that. Alright, did this. Okay, landing lights all on. R. Position lights stroke steady. Runway turn off lights are on. Taxi light is off until clearance. That's what they do for Ryanair. Then they turn it back on if they get their clearance. Auto throttle, we're going to arm that. Shoot. Give me a second. Oh, it's on the, it's right there. Auto throttle armed. We don't do that till we line up because if you hit the buttons, it's going to take off. Okay. Navigation, LNAV or heading. LNAV. LNAV. Or heading. Alright, we'll do heading then. Don't know why that's not working. Alright, transponders TARA before takeoff checklist. Thrust lever advanced to 40. Then I want to hit the takeoff go around button. That's underneath. That's this little black button here. But they have a little cheat here. That's what this little screw here will activate that. I have this guy going through me, which is fine. Push ET on the clock so it gets it started. Okay, yeah, I got that. Okay, pitch rotate at VR. VR is again 141. They'll actually call that out in real life. Gear up. Alright, and then we're gonna check if we can do the LNAV. It's not letting me set it on the ground, so I guess I'm gonna go heading for now and figure out if I can get up in the air. We'll let this guy take off first. Alright, and then at 400 feet we get LNAV, we engage the autopilot. Flaps up speed will be displayed over here. Positive trend towards flaps. It's kind of going to show me this on the left side here during the speed thing. So we should be fine. Gonna let that person go. And then we're going to depart here. What we would call tower. And ask for takeoff clearance. So, which is the same thing. Now it's going to say VFR, but we're going to fly
Providence
IFR
Tower
flight.
PMDG 738 at runway tree for ready for departure north departure.
PMDG 738, wind tree 14 at 8.
Maybe that's why.
Departure to the north approved. Cleared for
Yeah,
takeoff
just try to
runway
follow
tree
that.
4.
Just do that. I have to read back that. Cleared for takeoff clearance.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree for PMDG 738.
There we go.
Hello, 736, Darnaz, not here, 126.
A lot of stuff though. Cold and dark. A lot of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna take off the tablet so you can see things here.
Set up 459, wind 32016, gust 24, RNAV impact.
Now, what I never understood, what I used to do in the old days, just push the throttle all the way forward and go, we're taking off. But this is all programmed in, so if I did this right, it should just take off by itself by pushing, again, the takeoff go around button, which is right here. Auto throttle button's there, but we're gonna use this for auto throttle. Make sure it's on. Okay. And why is that not working? Something's failing now. Let's try it again. I must have done something wrong or something, so 'cause it's not working. Well, if not, we'll just go full throttle because I did something wrong then. Or something's not programmed right. Vertical nav.
Tower Delta 2276, we're gonna have to get out of line.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Auto throttle.
I'm sorry, step on somebody. Who was that?
Okay.
Delta
It's not
2276,
going on.
we're eastbound Echo. We're gonna need to get out of line. All right, no problem. Delta 2276, pull
Why
to the
it's
right in the
not
run-up pad, and let me
this.
know if I can help you. If you need what I can do for you. All right,
Auto
run-up pad.
throttle.
We'll keep you posted.
Go. No, something wrong with the auto throttle. I won't touch that. We need the trim. Alright, I don't know what's wrong with the auto throttle. So we're gonna just try our best because we've already come too far. Here we go. If I have to, I'll do old school autopilot control. But here we go. Rotate it, VR. Oh, you know what it is? My thrust lever's on. Oh, so I hit Control 1 and turns off the thrust. Alright, there we go. Probably work now. See if it works.
1941, RNAV stuff here, 126 left, clear for takeoff. RNAV stuff being clear for takeoff,
It's
26
still
left,
working.
Delta
Okay,
1941.
good. I don't know why it does that, but there we go. LNAV. No, okay. No, still giving me an error. Okay, well I'm just going. Oh wait, it keeps disconnecting them. Stop it! That's why it's giving me auto throttle problems. How do I fix that other than Control 1 and 2? Okay. Clear that. Error. This is why I didn't want to be on that sim runway. No, see now. Something with the auto throttles here. Something's not working here.
2839, runway 26 left,
Right, staying on now though.
26 left, line of way, Delta 2839.
Alright, here we go. Ready? We push this button right here. And we take off. There we go. Alright, it's just the throttles weren't working. Because I kept pushing Control 1 and stuff, and I would have rather been in the middle of the runway. But we're good now. We're going to rotate at 140 knots or so. You'll have VR over here. That's the frame rate generation there.
V1.
Rotate. Okay. Positive rate. Gear up.
2839, wind 320,
G-line.
RNAV impact.
I also didn't know that there was like an intermittent thing there.
Clear for takeoff, Delta 28.
And we continue for
PMDG 738, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Yeah. Okay.
Providence Tower PMDG 738 frequency.
Autopilot, turn it on. VNAV. LNAV works now. VNAV and LNAV. And it should just turn me on my course, which it is. Awesome. Alright. And we can go up 1 flaps. That's the flaps up speed, so I'm going to go up to 1.
1929, RNAV stuff here, 126 left, clear for takeoff.
Very good. And we're going to pretend that they're going to tell us to go to flight level 320. So I'm going to make this go to 320. I'm just doing everything in advance so I can work with the aircraft. It's all programmed in. That's pretty much why we did all that. So I hope I did it proud. I even figured out the auto throttle, which wouldn't be a problem in real life because we're going to have these control commands that will go over the aircraft. Alright, very good. Everything looks like it's going the right way. So we're just going to leave it. I have VNAV, which is vertical navigation programmed, and lateral navigation programmed in. So we have both of those on. Auto throttle's on. Course is 340. Things are looking fine. Turn that off. Just use that for the there. So 400 feet LNAV is. Yep. Bug up. Flaps up. Speed all the way up now. We already passed that, by the way. That's the up indicator right there. And then next altitude select. Gauge, VNAV, level change, vertical speed. So we have tons of commands to make us go up to 320. So if something ever happens wrong, wow, that's amazing. You can just basically do anything over here. You can do like vertical speed or altimeter hold. But I never really did the FMC before, way back in the day, the 90s, 2000s. Before takeoff, no. So approaching cleared level. Vertical speed mode, we're gonna slow. This is a Ryanair thing. They want to do 2,000 feet per minute as we get 2,000 feet from 320. And then we're gonna go down to 1,000 feet per minute, just to give it a little bit better performance and not like killing people. Because this thing takes off like a rocket. We're already at 7,000 feet. You know what I'm saying? We're doing pretty good. Alright. After takeoff flow pressurization, we check, make sure that this is working, which it is. Start switches are off, so we don't need these on continuous. On off. Gear up and off it is. Auto brake is going to go off now. Altimeters, we're checking, they look good. Okay, after takeoff checklist, air conditioner. Landing gears up, auto brake off, flaps up, no lights. And altimeters are set. Good. Transition altitude. When it gets to flight level 180, we'll hit standard. And it'll set to 29er.92, because that's what we set it for once you hit the transition altitude. Flight level 180 in the United States. 10,000 feet. Fuel. Check that's balanced. It's not really, but it's not that bad. Lights. Landing lights off. APU is off. They want to double check they didn't leave it on. Runway turnoff lights are off. And APU pressurization we checked again. Seat belts can go to auto. I don't think you do that until you're kind of up in cruise, but I'll do it anyway. So auto must just mean it switches it back to what it used to be. And then recall. Check the recall. Nothing is lit up, so I feel pretty good about myself. This landing weight calculation is what we're going to have to worry about. But right now, we're just worried about getting to our flight level. When we hit flight level 300, we're going to limit the plane to make 10-degree turns. And that takes a little easier on people. So by pushing that screw here with the auto throttle, it's like hitting these, and that makes it kind of give you takeoff thrust and everything. Alright, let's go to approach here. We'll get our center, and we'll get some background ATC going on here with FS ATC chatter. Let's see if we make it to Buffalo, shall we? Alright, I feel pretty good about this.
Southwest 1566, departure contact, final maintain 15,000.
Do my volumes sound pretty good on the stream? Like, let me know, because I turned down the simulator volume too, so when I go outside, I can actually talk over this and it'll be as loud. Just broke through the cloud leader in Providence. Pretty good. It's automatically flying the route programmed in. We're already going to CTR, so we just hit Putnam. Going to Springfield? No, going to Chester. Chester VOR now. Top of the climb will be in between there according to the calculations I see. Yeah. This is why they make you learn private first, because if you had to fly this thing, it's just a very oversized, overweight plane in general. Two football, so you gotta be able to fly by sticking throttle at the very least in case of gaps. That is the trim, by the way. Autopilot with the trim.
Boston Center American 1401 is passing 15,400 feet, climbing flight level 180.
You notice that just follows the course here, so we're going to, again, Chester VOR, which is, I think it's New York. I could be wrong on that, but... Alright, flight level 180, hit standard, and then adjust our pressure by that time. And this is the relaxing part. I think. Alright, it's standard. Now, it just calibrates itself to standard. Pressure setting. Again, if you're in another country, that might be different. This is it, everyone. Eric Flight has finally kind of started flying an airliner. on stream for the first time in 20 something years because back then they didn't have streaming. I think I probably would have streamed back then too if they had it. Funny thing is, when I first saw Twitch, I was like, who the heck is gonna watch that? You know, but hey, you've proven me and several millions of other people wrong. And we appreciate all of your support here. I know everyone does. Everyone understands.
4381, 10 left heading 320. Left turn 320, bring your flight.
So we'll change the vertical speed as we get towards 320.
Southwest 1566,
We'll slow down our ascent.
Departure 120.85.
This thing climbs pretty good. The old days I'd program the speed and say, okay, it's below 10,000, so it's like 200-ish. I'd have it on speed and heading, but when you program the FMC, it does everything for you. It's amazing. It just takes a while to learn the program. I do have to get my butt kicked a little bit again. I kind of missed that. Rumbling of the engines and the and stuff. So. How are we looking? Let's go back in the passenger. It's on autopilot. So I'm hitting Alt and I'm moving with the arrow keys. Here's the inside of the 737-800. I'm do that. Excuse me, sir. Pardon me. Is this first class? This might be first class. I'm stuck. I don't know why I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Up, maybe? Maybe that's what it is, yeah. By not being on vet sim, we can do stuff like this and not have to worry as much. So, here's the regular cabin here. Settle down a little bit and we'll take a look on the outside here. Be a passenger.
Brickyard 4689, contact tower 18.5.
18.5, we'll see you, Brickyard 4689.
This is probably one of the most demanding aircraft in all of flight sim here. Flight back up a little bit. Yeah, except for the screen.
Boston Center JetBlue 1138 is passing
There we go. And outside view there. This is with big imagery data, so I'm not really familiar with Google Maps. Hit me up on my POV switch for that.
Okay, flight 90, clear visual approach 227 right, maintain 17 up. I'm off.
That's about right. Very good. We are at flight level 250. And climbing. Looks like it's following what Sim Brief will tell me from the map here. So, you know what I never did? I never put in a runway for Buffalo. So I think we'll be okay still. I got my charts on there. And then electron flight back here, this is pretty cool. I'll actually have a moving map to show you where you're going. So right over Springfield, Massachusetts right now. We have had some snow here in New England. So this is kind of, yeah, I have snow on my front lawn, so it kind of looks like that. I think there's a little bit more snow showing, but hey. And we're also leaving chemtrails, everybody. We're polluters. He's flying? This guy, not an airline outfit of any type, but I'm there. Flying it. Alright, now I have no clue why this is giving me a master caution right now. So, I'm going to check the recall and just reset it. I don't know why. It probably won't come on again until another phase of flight, but it's there.
Down to 2100, American 796.
I'm still gonna have to study up on VNAV and LNAV. Again, this is lateral guidance. This is volume switch. Is that the volume switch? Sensitivity. Could be.
127.65, Cessna 1 Juliet
Let's just turn that off.
Goodbye.
Should remember to
Next 796, maintain 160 or not, final contact tower 18.5.
I believe that'd be the volume switch.
160 to 5 miles and 18.5 atomic.
So it doesn't sound this. We'll just leave it there. Sounds
Bombardier 1
70.
Foxtrot X-ray, you're 83 miles southwest.
We can just leave it to go to 320. Alright, when we get to flight level 30, let me turn the tab on to show you where I'm getting all this. Ryanair sets the degrees, the maximum degree deflection at 10 degrees, that's the maximum turn up at 300 above. This is the limiter switch right here. Never knew that either before I did this. And then, we have everything good to go until we start descent preparation, which is where I'm not going to remember anything. So, there's a lot of things that they do. Arrival brief. I mean, I get the briefing and stuff. Forecast. So we'll see if we can do that again. If not, I'm just going to try to fly what we need to fly. And they probably give me vectors at Buffalo. That's what I'm thinking. We're almost at the top of the climb right now. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, we're going to limit this to 10 degrees. We're also going to vertical speed it to 2,000. Yep.
26142, turn right heading 160, set maintain 2,100.
Right, and then 160.
And then with the flight level 310, we're down to 1,000. I guess it's just to get it to be less abrupt when you get to your final cruise. Okay. And then after that, we should be good. She's going to alt hold. Yeah, see, it's already slowing down.
Inside of the 142.
There we go.
142, did you say you have fuel inside?
Alright, top of climb. You know what I never put in? I never put in the winds. That's something I didn't do either. No, I did put the winds from top of climb. I did actually. Yeah, I did.
Tower 118.5.
Climb and maintain flight level 220 Cessna 1 Juliet Foxtrot.
Alright, how's it look so far, people who fly airliners? I think I'm doing okay.
Approach Bush 356.7 and 6,000.
And that should clear out all told. Okay, good. Yeah, we're looking good. That's it. We're on our way to Buffalo. I mean, we already are. We're halfway there already. Or something like that. No, we're not. Still gotta go to Syracuse and stuff.
Next 376 heavy, set maintain 3,000. 3,000, Merc 376 heavy.
That's quite a turn for 10 degree limitation there. There you go. The Mach should be about 0.79. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. See, I used to do that all manually by hand when I flew back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So we're right near Pittsfield, Mass, or Monthly, Massachusetts.
Then maintain 4,000. Flying a 180 then to 4,000.
Big data doesn't look terrible, to be honest with you. But I do prefer the Google Maps. Turn on this little tablet so you can see how that works. I have to come up with an airplane livery. I don't know how hard it would be to make one. We'll see. I get more time.
2608, Philly approach.
This is kind of cool. Just sit back and relax a little bit. Maybe get some iced tea. Just get to monitor everything. Pretty sweet. Bus is 88.7. It says we have 7,750 pounds. Yep. Or so.
627, turn left heading 090.
Our fuel flow is 2.82, so if we figure we got about 3 hours of fuel, which is good. That's more than what we need. I just hit that button by accident, so just reset that. Maybe I hit it by accident before too. But I'm gonna give myself some self-applause here because I have finally streamed in an airliner for the first time. I don't know how this is gonna end up, but I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. That's got to move faster though eventually on all this stuff. So. And then there's more lights here too, like if you want the panel lights over here in the middle panel. Here's your light switch for that. I'm gonna turn them on in advance just so I have them, and then there's a floodlight too. So. And then we'll have everything ready to go. Oh, I forget. Oh, that's right. The panel lights over here are up here. So it's one of these. Oh, here it is, background. And then the floodlights.
376 heavy contact tower,
Autopilot and everything else. So I don't think we need the floodlights so much. Panel lights I like to have because then it's going to get darker as we get here. It's 5 o'clock here on the East Coast. Sunset should be. Let me check my watch here. My pilot watch, my real world pilot watch. Sun and Moon. This is an app on the Garmin D2 Bravo watch. Older version. Sunset's at 5:17, so if you're by 6:17, we're probably dark.
27, turn right heading 240, join 27 right localizer.
That's how it's done. I can see why people, if they're all about airliners, they get all the panels and everything, because then they're like, oh, hey, I can just flip the switch, do that, do like real life, and it makes it a lot easier. Uh-oh, what's going on? They hit a wind. That would be a Microsoft Flight Simulator weather engine problem. That is typically not me. Well, I just trimmed it again.
767.
And we are on our way to Chester. And then next VOR will be in Syracuse. So it's going to turn left to go to Syracuse after this.
627, traffic 777. You can call that traffic. Clear visual for 27, right?
But see, if I programmed in the fuel block, the block of fuel, for SimBrief, I'd be down to like 5 already. And that would be cutting it extremely close. And I never made it with that. So I don't know. I think it's the passenger count because I think PMDG just makes up its own passenger count. And then you kind of go with that. But then if you enter that in, like the FMC from this, from the SimBrief, because they do give you a passenger. Right here, passengers estimated 182. That's the possible extra fuel. Max should have been 9.3. So like, it's just there's something weird with all that stuff. But thanks to SimBrief for making that at least free to use. Like I might buy SimBrief in the future for like everything I do. I'm just not there right now. So, then it will update the Navigraph data for the flight management computer and the whole systems there. So it updates like all the new things with the flight plans and stuff. But I'm just not there yet. So, all right, we're turning to Syracuse now. We're right below Glens Falls and Lake George. So that is Albany off to our left. But you can't see much because we have IFR. Well, we're definitely in IFR. Can't really see much because of clouds, basically. Thank you again if you're still watching, because I know it's a little dry and boring when I do in cold and dark state. This is where I got my start. Airlines and stuff. Stuff like this. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I just didn't understand the intricacies. And knowing that, again, we didn't have functioning switches on half the aircraft. So, PMDG is where it's at. You cannot beat this monitor. It's expensive, but man, it has everything you need. And there's probably buttons on here I don't even know what they do still, to be honest with you. So,
American AGO 5, reduce speed to 170.
like I wouldn't touch this N1 set, but I'm thinking that it's set to auto because then all the engine thrust is set by the FMC. So fuel flow, pressure, oil pressure. Put something down there.
American AGO 5, turn left, heading
How did I get that
300.
down there?
Join the 27 right
Hit
local
this
exit.
button, that's why.
300, just 27 right local
Hit something. I do not have any clue how I put that down there. It's gotta be a switch somewhere. Oh, normal. Engine. No. Okay, so normal, that's how I did it. And there we go. So I hit the ND. The old 737, see these little blackout things? When they first made it, I remember this back in the day, these were open windows. And then for some reason they got rid of it. And I think it was because it caused too much glare and stuff. The headphone jack's up there? Wow, I didn't know. Oh, it's back there. It actually kind of makes sense. Okay, what's that? Oh, this is the lamp. So you can move it to what you need to, and you turn it on. Does it turn on? Oh, it does. Wait, give me a second. Oh, it does. Look at that. So you can see down there. Explore this together. Let me know if there's something really cool that I should be looking at. Set that back. Oh, you can rotate it anywhere you want. Put it in your face if you want. Alright, cool. Swivel. Oh, there we go. Alright. What do these switches do? Overhead lights or something? What's that? The sun. There are bells there. What does this switch do? It looks like it's lighting something over here. I don't know where that light went. I'll help this one. Oh, it lights up the overhead. I got ya. Yeah, the overhead light. Alright, where's the other light though? I got you now. Okay, cool. It's like a map light. Turn it on and off. Like this there. Where's this one? It's lighting up on the panel. Oh, it's the upper one. Okay. I got ya. Can you turn it off? Nope. Alright, well that makes sense now. So many lights on this thing. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, cool. On our way to Syracuse, everybody. Alright, is anything I'm supposed to be checking here? Let's check our checklist. I don't think so. About 100 nautical miles to 80 nautical miles out. We're supposed to start the descent. So we did everything else. Landing weight calculation, no clue, honestly. I haven't done that in like forever, so. Okay, top of descent should be after Condo, so we'll start worrying about it when we get more to Syracuse here. Valid way to go here. It's floodlights. Traffic. We have traffic. TCAS. Right there. That's what we're seeing. What line is that? Southwest. out right there. It's at 600 feet below me. Right over there. Alright, now, for some reason we have to start the descent early. I'm thinking ahead of time here. We have to hit the Alt button, and then we change to what we want. But it should automatically do the descent if I am correct. I'm not positive on that, but we shall see. Actually, we have a little over an hour and a half or so of fuel, which is going to be enough. Alright. So, descent preparations. Check the weather. What is it? Oh, I'm going to go to Skype for this. Weather in Buffalo is fuel at 4,700, scattered 5,500 set squares miles visible, gusting to 229. It's 290 at 17. So, I'm thinking we're still gonna be pretty good path up. Might be 3-2 for runway. Gust is pretty high, but we are in a very big jet, so that's not as bad as a GA small little light airplane. Congestion, train, weather, runway arrival. I already kind of did that in the Gus. We're good. It says gusting 2.6 now. Alright. FMC, speed restriction 250 at 10,000 exact. Okay. So, FMC, we have to tell it basically that under 10,000 feet, that the restriction for speed is 250. Where do I go for that? DES, destination. There it is. Alright. Speed is 240 at 10,000. I'll take that. I think it's safer to do that. Alright, forecast. Left 6 button. Transition level is set trans level. Oh yeah, it is. Flight 180, set the ISA deviation. And I can't remember what that is. It's something with the normalize. It's 15 degrees Celsius. So what is it there? That's what you gotta ask yourself. It's -4. So 419. It's 19 degrees. I think I have to hit negative. I'm not sure. That goes here. I also have to do the pressure, I say. This, I don't know how to get this to say in inches instead of QNH here. So I'm going to have to pull up the QNH chart. If anyone knows how to set that to United States, like, you know, inches of pressure, let me know. So I'm going to convert it. So that's the destination altimeter setting. So we should do hectopascal. I think that's what we're doing. It's QNH. Conversion table. Okay. So Buffalo is saying that it is currently 29 or 0.87, which means it's about 1012 on the QNH. If there's any way to make that stay in inches of mercury, let me know. What did I say? 2987. 1012. So I don't know if there is, to be honest with you. That's the deviation. Okay. TAI. If I can't remember what TAI is. But we have to end some wind speeds here, remember that. So they usually do flight level 310, 200, and 100. Back to our sim brief for that. And your winds are right here. Wind information. probably do top of descent for winds, by the way. We're at 320. So, we'll do 320 for 310. 268 now. Here's the descent. Hello. Alright, 310, 268 and 086. It's coming back to me now. Okay, 268. That's it. Slash 086. It's here. Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta clear it actually. I have to do the flight levels first. Flight level 0. Flight level 200. Flight level 100. This is just out program everything in for its descent values. Alright. 268. I'm doing this a little early because I'm not as good at this as I should be. 298 slash 054. Again, it's they're calculating all the calculations at once that I'm getting down there. 288 easily. Winds aloft basically. 038. That's it. Went to the winds. Select the EES for winds. And I did. Alright, so exec. That puts it in there. And then the fix. FMC. Probably wait till we get closer. So the fix. Oh, this is so that you can have some circles show up to help you out with things. So you can tell it runway whatever, but I'm gonna wait on that, and that gives you things on where to put like flaps down and this and that, and it reminds you of things. So Ryanair does that to say like, oh, gear goes down here, flaps go down there, and you set the range from the runway. Alright, we're gonna check the route. Might as well do everything else though. Check the route, make sure we're good. So we're going direct to Buffalo. Right now we're going to Syracuse still. So we're not even there yet. We're over here. We have a bunch of other points. Legs. We have no arrival star. Probably gonna get. Let me see if there are any standard arrivals. Buffalo. Nope. So they're gonna give us. What's Buffalo weight actually? Oh, it's departure. Area. So they don't have any stars, so they're gonna give us vectors to where we have to go according to what we're doing, and then we'll go from there. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Alright. Let's go back to the checklist here. Legs, nav, ILS frequency, so that's just like we do in GA aircraft. We set the radios. And then landing altitude. Legs. Legs. Thank you. So this tells us where we're going and where we are. Ground star and restrictions. Nav. Data. Nav. Is there a nav button? Or is it just nav like I'm hitting it now? Yeah, there we go. Now let's see. We don't know what runway we're getting in, so I'm going to wait until it's weather. Airport elevation. It's about 670 something, I think. Set the radio for winds. Fuel check. I don't know what the landing weight calculation. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to fly this thing for now because I have to review that. So, auto brake as required. Set that to whatever we need for the spoilers. And do the set checklist and all that stuff. And then target altitude set. Whatever if air traffic control said to set and maintain, we'd hit Alt intervention, I guess. And then we set it for what we need. So now we're going to see if it actually starts descending at the top of descent. If not, we'll start heading our way down and all that stuff. So, all right, enjoy the view for now. I'm just trying to stay on top of things. We're gonna be ahead. That's where we are, Rolston, Syracuse right now. So. And probably good if you have two people. One person can do the checks while the other person's looking at her. You know. I might also change the battery in my headset. So if I do that, you'll get a little bit. But yeah. Oh, this is relaxing. It's the autopilot do its thing, and you keep control of the aircraft. Very cool. The Ryanair guy though in the video, he said like they don't really use the speed control manually. They let the computer do everything. And obviously this is to interrupt the speed and go to whatever speed you want. Setting over here. CO is to change it from Mach to indicated airspeed. And approach is to lock into the approach, which I might or might not do. That's once you're there. VOR or localizer, you can lock into that as well. You can set your heading if you want to, but everything's on LNAV right now because we're not climbing or descending. So if I hit VNAV, it's gonna hopefully stay there. But it's right now lateral nav and VNAV. VNAV means that it should descend at top of descent, I believe. And this is the command for autopilot. So to disengage it, you push that, or you push the button on the controller. It should do like that. Autopilot disengage. Yeah, it's a lot more intricate than flying just a normal G aircraft, obviously. And everything's very automated here. So. But let's hope we land this thing. So, that's what I'm hoping. I think I do have some Buffalo scenery, too. I know I have some city. But let's see if I have an airport. I think I do. Yep, Annette builds Buffalo International. So we'll get to see that, too, as well. Hopefully everything works, you know, because it sucks to fly a big, long flight and then have it crash the desktop. But so far, you know, knock on wood, this has been pretty solid. We're over Syracuse right now. Let's take a look outside. We haven't done that. Thanks for joining the broadcast. Chugging along. Probably just about another hour or so, I think. So. Surprised this isn't doing any of that. Yeah, you have to pay for that. Alright, arrival. You can get the weather here too. So do it there. Departure. So that's pretty cool. You can go to simple. Or you can go to METAR. These three METARs and pilot offices. There's other things. They got charts. You have to buy this, and then they'll put the charts right in here for you. This is to do something else, and I don't have an account. Simply if I have a free account. So this is all simple stuff. But if you're flying airliners in the PMDG like every day, you might as well just buy simple. You know. But again, it's nice that they offer just the briefing services for free. As we are now turning to Syracuse. Actually, we are going to Whiffy intersection. So we're upstate New York right now. Contrails everywhere up here. But oftentimes people ask, how do you learn how to fly an airliner? You find a good YouTube video. You find one that makes sense to you, and then you practice it. So, you need to have the patience to practice it. So that way you know where things are. And even then, you can still see I don't clearly know every single button in the aircraft. But I have an idea of what I'm doing. You know? So. It's done. I don't think I'm that bad. I'm way better than I used to be. Again, in the late 90s, early 2000s. One, we didn't have many freeware aircraft that looked good. PMDG, did they make one for 2004? Because I probably couldn't afford it back then, being a kid in college. But man, it's got everything you need, you know. Everything you need. Airplane passing with us there for a second. And this might make airline pilots look a little lazy, but they're really not. You're trained in all these things, emergencies, how to fly it by hand, this and that. So don't think that it's just I said it and forget it, because that's not what airline pilots do. They're trained for anything. So just know that everyone out there that just puts autopilot on and says I'm done. Although it is pretty cool to sit back. I will give you that. This must actually have the real flight details there. And again, you could have it all synced up to SimBrief. So we entered in everything manually. Pretty cool. But that's what we did back in the day. We didn't have PMDG and we had freeware 737s and didn't have all these switches on it. We just kind of set this, put the speed in, altitude, vertical speed it. That's how we used to fly it. You could still do that, but that is not the typical way that most airline pilots do it. Maybe it's the pressure of having people watching while you stream. But this actually went off without a hitch, except for the auto throttle thing, which I solved. So it's a little scary because usually I was messing up like one thing and then throw off everything else. And I can explain things somewhat, like what's going on up here. So. Now, I believe the crossfeed would be like a general aviation aircraft. You can balance this out. Now, I'm not going to try it now, but I believe that's what the crossfeed would be to do. Is to crossfeed the fuel from engine to engine. Looks really nice up here though, huh? Can give it like 40 minutes and we should be pretty dark. Or so. I know outside my window here in Massachusetts it's already getting dark out there. So maybe if you're up this high, the sun kind of stays there. Gonna get back to flying the Honda Jet 2 and also the Cirrus Vision Jet. They just had updates for the Vision Jet, so I have to see how that's going again. Man, this is pretty relaxing. What is my cruise speed? 220 indicated. 220 indicated. Why is it that slow? Am I at my top of descent already? No. Should be after Condo. Megan. Oh, I am at my top of descent. That's why it's slowing down. Alright, let's start descending. Let's go down to 10,000. Alright, so we're going to pretend that air traffic control says descend and maintain 10,000. Settings to 240. That's why I programmed the speed down, but it didn't do the nav. So, I guess that will have to be manually put in. Oh, I forgot to do this as well. Let's get that one. Let's go minus 2,000. See what the checklist here. Okay, descent. Flight level 200. Target altitude set. Yeah, so we have to set. Yeah, so I think we have to do this manually still. I could be wrong on that. Descent checklist, pressurization is good. Anti-ice. Make sure it's set to 700. Good. Approach brief. IS and incident bugs. We're also going to have to get the ATIS above. So let's do it.
American 1191, contact center 135.1.
35.1, American 1191, good day.
And then we might be too far out, but they would start telling me on ATC because you'd have a IFR. They say descend and maintain and get you ready to go. Alright, let's enter it in manually by hand then. What is the ATIS Buffalo? 135. That's the departure
American 699, clear direct Outback, come on, maintain total of 350.
Clear direct to
35.35.
Outback there.
Column 2, 35.
American 699, total 350, 35.
Okay, 35, direct to Outback, and we're assigned to here about American 699.
American 699, perfect.
Switch.
Buffalo Airport information.
Oh, there we go.
2200 Zulu. Wind 294 at 14. Visibility 5. Sky condition. Few clouds at 2,300 feet. Ceiling 4,400 feet overcast. Temperature -5. 2.10. Altimeter 29.90. ILS runway tree 2 in use. Landing and departing runway tree 2. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Alpha. Buffalo Airport information. Alpha 2200 Zulu. Wind 294 at 14. Visibility 5. Sky condition.
Still not even
clouds
close
at
to that.
2,300 feet. Ceiling 4,400
If you
feet
look on
overcast.
the VFR section,
Temperature -5.
see that we're following all this.
2.10. Altimeter 29.90.
Tango 608.
ILS runway tree 2 in use.
There.
Landing and departing runway tree 2. VFR aircraft say direction of flight.
Alright.
All aircraft read back.
Stand by.
American 2706, 19.7 for 250.
American 5405, you are 60 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
And again,
ILS
ATC will
runway
give you all the
28
descents
approach
and
via
everything.
Stoda transition.
So,
Clear to Stoda. Japan Air for contact Boston Center on 133.25. Good day. American 5405, descend and maintain 2,300 feet.
we're descending to 10,000.
133.25 Japan Air 4. Goodbye.
American 2706,
And
clear
let's
direct
see what we got
Descend
for
and maintain
approaches.
2,000
An
feet.
ILS.
Expect ILS
We have an
runway
RNAV.
28
Let's go
approach via
ILS.
Stoda transition. Clear to Stoda American 5405.
Wait, no, might be RNAV only. No, there it is. Alright. So we're out here, we have to go to Genesso.
Gasp with 2064, contact center 126.52.
So,
Delta 5146 traffic is
still have time.
3 miles at flight level 350. Report them in sight.
altitude do we have to be at?
Delta
Should be
5372
about 5,000
traffic is 8 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 350. Report them in sight.
2,000 for now.
Delta 5372
Well, I should told
contact
Allison
New York
to announce
Center
the
on
descent.
133.35. Good. Delta 5146
That's it.
contact
Maybe
New York
not.
Center on 133.35. Good day.
American 1501, center clear back Alabama.
Maybe I don't have
Ladies and
one.
gentlemen,
Oh, there-
as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed safely and securely in the aircraft.
5.
Thank you.
Going to 125.875 Air Canada 8881.
Okay.
Delta 5372, you are 40 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 8,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 28 approach via LORTH transition. Clear to LORTH. Delta 5149er climb and
We have to
maintain
figure out how
flight
to
level
play
1.
it.
Delta 5372
figure it out.
descend and
Still have
maintain 2,300 feet.
Ugh. Approach time descent. Descent. Flight level 200. Now 25.
West Jet 2690, contact center 124.55.
Expect ILS runway 28 approach via LORTH transition.
Check
Launch Delta
stuff.
5372.
Frequencies, range rings. Well, I didn't really do the range rings. But okay, I guess we can do that. Alright, the legs, route. Here we go. Fix. We're gonna create fixes. The FMC. It's gonna be
American
runway.
1501, I don't remember you telling me before. Reason to speed.
Delta 5149er contact Cleveland Center on 125.875. Good day.
American 1501,
Me
okay,
too.
clear back Alvac and you can resume public speed.
Okay. Oh, RW. There you go.
Going to 125.875 Delta 5149er.
RW32. Oh, there we go. And we're
Air Canada
43
1321,
miles
climbing
out.
maintain flight
This
level
is good.
370 and clear back Alvac.
/5 for a 5 nautical mile ring.
Climbing
From the runway.
370, direct to Alvac, Air Canada 1321.
One there. Okay. Distance to go.
American 1889, 19 and a half,
Makes
flight level
sense.
230.
Makes sense.
American 1889
/10.
center,
I might be doing this
after
wrong.
delayed, direct Maxim, maintain flight level
/10.
380. Traffic waves, direct Maxim, maintain flight level
So
380,
slash-
American 1889.
Current altitude. 16 times 3 top descent. Yeah, we're already descending.
American 699, resume on the speed.
Oh, so we should have some rings there. 5, 10, distance to go. Actually, that makes sense. That makes sense because it's 5 off. All right, that's to the rate. That's the ring around it. So, here we go. Yeah.
Cleveland Center Delta 5084 is passing 17,600 feet, climbing flight level
So that's
180.
Buffalo up there.
Delta
Okay.
5084 Cleveland Center altimeter 29.86
American
radar
699,
contact.
resume on the speed.
Continue.
We started our descent. We should now not be standard.
Delta 5084
the,
contact Cleveland Center on
I should have written that
125.875.
down. That's okay.
Buffalo Airport information Alpha 2200.
They tell you all this over ATC.
Wind 295 at 14. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,300 feet, ceiling 4,400 feet overcast. Temperature -5. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.90. ILS runway tree 2 in use.
320.
Landing and departing runway tree 2.
320. Gotta set our course here and back here. This is the setup that we did.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact UM Alpha.
Okay.
Buffalo Airport information Alpha 2200 Zulu.
Now, of
Wind
course,
294 at 14. Visibility 10.
standby for
Sky condition,
Oh.
few clouds at 2,300 feet,
chart.
ceiling 4,400 feet overcast.
Alright, missed approach. Climbing 3,000
Temperature
threats.
-5.
You
Dew point 10.
and on track.
Altimeter
235 to
29.90.
Cessna. Alright, anyways, we have to deviate this route here.
Landing and departing runway tree 2.
So,
VFR
we are
aircraft say
going to
direction of
go.
flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact UM Alpha.
Direct to G. And Buffalo.
Buffalo Airport information Alpha 2200 Zulu. Wind 29 at 14. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few clouds at 2,300 feet, ceiling 4,400
G.
feet overcast.
Looking at this now.
Temperature -5. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.90. ILS runway tree 2 in use.
Speed.
Landing and departing runway tree 2.
Slow this down.
VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short
240
instructions.
something.
Advise controller on initial contact UM
So
Alpha.
let's go into 10,000. That would not be good. Not there.
Buffalo
It's on.
Airport information Alpha 2200 Zulu. Wind 29 at 14. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few clouds at 2,300 feet, ceiling 4,400 feet overcast.
Sec.
Temperature -5.
Hopefully it's
Dew
going
point
to
10.
G.
Altimeter 29.90.
Seems to be.
ILS runway tree 2 in use. Landing and departing runway tree 2. VFR aircraft say direction of flight.
Again,
All
this is not
aircraft read
realistic
back hold short
because
instructions. Advise controller on initial contact UM Alpha.
if I just put it in this tower, I don't think it's gonna do
Buffalo Airport information Alpha 2200 Zulu.
Nope.
Wind 29 at 14. Visibility 10.
Yep, quiet.
Sky condition.
Buffalo. Lancaster. Stop doing that.
376 clear to direct Alvex, climb maintain flight
Keep off.
35. Direct Alvex, flight 35.
This is because, again, it's easier with that stuff. This. And then it switches off. to
United 1591 is actually
Buffalo Tower PMDG 738 is 20 miles east 8,000 feet with Alpha to land.
Alpha United 1591 for the range.
PMDG 738 Buffalo Tower. Altimeter 29.84, wind 295 at 14. Fly straight in runway tree 2.
Right? Oh, well, yeah, but I'm gonna still do the.
Make straight in runway tree 2
Still gonna do
PMDG
the
738.
approach share. So, just, that's because it leaves the top
1230 Tower, 1307, right, TT left, clear to land. Brickyard 34-4, you're right, gate occupied, turn left on Papa down to Bravo Bravo, hold short around with TT right.
Papa down to Bravo Bravo, hold short, TT right.
As long as I get to Elma, it'll be fine. And again, this is what I have to.
Brickyard 3608, hold short, runway TT right to Charlie.
Short 22 right and try, Brickyard 36 right.
Brickyard 3608 is Charlie, cross runway TT right, contact ground point.
So we are turning around. I'm gonna fly back for a second. It's not quite. That's good. Okay. Speed, altitude heading.
United 681 Meadowlands, TT right.
Second
United
left.
681 Tower, wind 1507,
Kinda
runway
go.
TT left, clear to land.
TT left, clear right.
Like this. We should be west actually. 270. Ish. I'm gonna have to do this manually because I didn't have it programmed. It's way easier with a star.
Jazz
Still have to
942,
learn how to put in
TT left.
waypoints.
Jazz 942 Tower, wind 1407, runway TT left, clear to land.
Good line, Jazz 942.
Let's see.
Jazz 942, runway TT
fixes.
left, clear to land.
See.
Two left to land, Jazz 942, thank you.
Destination.
JetBlue 1230 as you exit, turn left on Papa to Charlie Charlie and hold short runway TT right.
Left on Papa Charlie, Charlie, short of 22.
ILS 13. Oh, that's what I had to do actually.
And Brickyard 3440, opposite telling us that our gate is now open.
Who?
That's all I had to do.
3440, we're at 288.
Okay, I'll be moving here in just a minute. They're showing gate 85, but I'll take your word for it. Alright, thanks.
I'll take the Elma. Okay. Alright, it's gonna work now. Alright, the degree should be 318, of course. And at Elma, we should be at 5,000 at least. So we're doing good on there. Got manual speed.
Spearwing 3118 tower, wind 14010, gust 15, runway 22 left, clear line.
So a little hairy, but nothing we can't handle here. It's definitely going to Elma now, which is nice to see, and the approach is all plugged in there. So as soon as I get to Elma, we want it to, we should be able to hit the approach,
turn right on Bravo, hold
and it
short
does
of
its
Victor,
thing.
and contact ground pointing.
Right on Charlie, Charlie, cross 22 right, right on Bravo, short of Victor, over
We're gonna try landing this thing. All right, checklist one more time over here. Set radio. I set everything except the nav. Nav is active. 9.5. That's the localizer. We should see it come alive. This is showing it's going to Elma. Okay. 10 DME for touchdown. That frequency is range rings check ident. ILS is live. Says we are Elma. Standby instruments. Courses are checked. We're good on that. Trying to track approach aids.
Cleared for takeoff runway 32 southwest 656.
On.
United 681 in November, cross runway 22 right back to Alpha 10 straight into the rest of the day.
November, cross 22 right,
that's pretty
good. United 681 today.
Let's arm approach mode. So we'd arm approach mode. And then pretty much once it gets to Elma, we're gonna start going there. We're 10 nautical miles out, which would be a little bit after Elma. We'll get our flaps in control. And I don't know what speed we're supposed to be at here, but hopefully figure that out. If not, we're gonna be ref 150. Plus 5 to 50. So, about I thought about 160ish, so like 165.
United 634, taxiway golf.
Start switching continuous.
Turn right on Bravo, ground point here.
Golf, cross 22 right, right on
Recall, we check it, it's all clear. Okay, speed brake arm with a green light. Let's go number. Let's go 5. Oh, 5. I guess there's a way of doing that. And then we have to arm it, so we have to go arm.
United 24, 89 gate occupied, turn
That?
on Papa down to Bravo, Bravo, hold short of runway 22 right.
Green light says armed. I'll be armed. It used to be shift.
Going to 126.15 southwest 656.
Used to be shift. That. I don't know if that would actually work.
Frontier flight 3555 altimeter 29er decimal 89er wind 29er.
Don't know how to arm the auto brake, so let me know. Alright, landing gear will be down in 3 greens.
Bravo, Bravo, contact
Speed brake armed. Yeah. That's the auto brake. So where's the speed brake?
Runway 32 Frontier flight 3555.
I don't know. I'll just hit the sports man. What's up, Pete Drippy? Yeah, I'm trying. Alright, let's go down to 165. Doing everything in advance here. The approach is armed. We're not there yet. I'm trying. This is supposed to be going approach forward now. Mounted, intercepted.
Frontier flight 3555 contact Buffalo.
Oh, it did.
We're
We're going approach mode.
Good day.
Alright, it's obviously not descending. Oh, it is actually. Is it? Oh yeah, it's going approach
Going to
mode.
126.5
Yeah,
Frontier
alright, I think we're good because that's runway 32.
24 left,
Good to go.
320 F5.
Alright, 10 nautical miles out, 5 degrees of flaps. I was supposed to slow down. Come on. Why is this going wicked fast? Nope. Alright, forget the speed, I'll do it myself. Anything that's not controlled, I will do manually.
Shooter 1-5, stay approach split.
Shooter 1-5, full stop.
Yep. Flaps up. Nope, other way.
Follow is at V22, check left out, runway 24 left, wind 270 at 4, clear to land, number 2.
Hopefully that's
Runway
fine.
number 2, 24 left.
Looking pretty good. We're a little fast. Taking it off autopilot. Gotta get the speed down. I have it cruising. We're all manual now. Pretty good on the clutch. Autopilot. Let's set that. Clear to land.
Clear to land runway tree, 2 PMDG 738.
Flaps are down. Let's put the gear down. I'm pretty sure I put that gear down with way too much speed, but we'll see in a second, won't we? Because it'll either rip off or it'll stay. Oh, that's terrible. We're coming in way too hot, but I still have time. I still have time. Did I forget anything? I have no clue how to arm the auto. This is the 800, yep. I have no clue how to arm the speed brake. I thought you pulled the speed brake back. So I'm not sure on that, but I'm gonna try to keep it like that. My thrust is out. I'm gonna level it off a little bit here. Gosh, yo, 60. Looks like I'm going El Manuel. It's loading. Just don't crash your desktop after hours of flying. Looking pretty good. VREF is 151, then you want to add 5 to 15 on that. So. I don't think this is too bad for my first real trying flight in the airliner. Gears down, freeway, flaps are at 5. Okay. Bottles out. Slow it down.
UPS. Oh, the right turn to Gulf making this for
Flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps.
I have no clue what that means.
Flaps. Too low, flaps.
I think we're pretty good.
Too low, flaps.
Delta 2050, follow the Boeing 737 on short final.
Come on, we're going too fast.
At 17. Clear to land runway tree 2.
Here we go. I bounced it.
Clear to land runway tree 2, Delta 2050.
Way too much speed. Come on. Gotta need full brakes on this one. Well, we landed. It wasn't pretty.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, no kidding. I left the best realistic on. Oh. Oh, we're gonna go to the last taxiway. Thank you so much. Spoilers up. Flaps. Alright, where the hell am I going with this? Main terminal's on my left.
Buffalo Tower, Delta 48361, 3 miles south.
Could have done better. Hey, not bad for a first time and flying realistically for 20-something years in the airline. I don't think it was that bad.
Altimeter 29.87, wind 291 at 17. Clear ILS runway tree 2 approach.
Alright, we're clear.
PMDG 738 contact ground on 133.2.
Reground, just like GA. What? What?
Clear ILS runway tree 2 approach Delta 4836.
Takeoff configuration. Yeah, it's not supposed to be.
133 decimal 2 PMDG 738. Goodbye.
Taxi.
Buffalo Ground PMDG 738. Request taxi to the gate.
Now, I never really got this far. I won't lie.
PMDG 738 taxi to gate 1
Landing,
using
start switches,
taxiway Delta
continuous.
crossing
I did all
runway 23
that.
Delta Alpha 1 kilo.
Speed brake, I gotta learn.
Taxiing to gate 11 via taxiway Delta, cross runway 2 Tree Delta Alpha 1 Kilo PMDG 738.
It's down here.
Area 6252 is heading ground, and which
Alright, that makes sense. So, other than that, taxi and clear speed brakes are stowed. All the way. There you are. Okay, that I knew. And we're good on that one. Okay, lights, position lights are steady. This crap here. Letting lights are off. Runway turn-off lights are probably on. Taxi lights on. Alright, very good. A little too fast there. Transponder, alt and off. Alt off. I'm gonna leave that. Of course, they have two pilots to help you with this. Flaps are up. Trim is 4 to 5. Very good. Alright, auto brake is off. MCP speed is 100. In case there's something that happens. It's direct accident. Or you're setting it for the default. Again, this is the Ryanair way of doing things. I'm not showing you any of this. I have a checklist I'm following here. Altitude. So set to 3,100 above mean sea. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check the video on that one. I want to set it at 2,000. Start switches are off. And probe heat is off. Auto.
Buffalo Ground Delta 2050, request taxi to the gate. Delta 2050, taxi to gate 1 via taxiway Delta Echo cross runway 5 Echo Alpha.
Get this thing back, shall we? Good. I feel a lot better about myself. I have to learn how to program things on the fly in the FMC.
Taxiing to gate 1 using taxiway Delta Echo cross runway 5 Echo Alpha Delta 2050.
Other than that, we're doing decent. So I don't know what happens to my ring. I just did something. All right, we survived, and we're in Buffalo, everybody. In Buffalo.
Delta 2050, continue taxi.
Someone is steering me down there in a rare. I'm in a 737.
Roger, Delta 2050.
So I'm gonna go through it.
Ground tower is 4017 on Charlie. Did you want us to hold short of Echo or continue on Echo?
Continue Charlie and Echo.
Nice job. Not
Charlie,
better.
Echo, and we'll stay with you.
Got a little bit to learn still, but we'll get through it. They said go to Kilo, so did I ever respond back to them though? I did. Okay. That was a little bit of a bump there. Alright, continue to straight. And then right on the Kilo. I did it. I streamed an airliner. Let's not say anything until I get to the gate.
Right on Alpha, short whiskey, Italia 61 Charlie Mike, heavy.
Right on the Kilo, which is right here. So I'm going to go right. And I'm pulling Buffalo here.
Was 47.
Should be a gate open. Now, I have no clue how they do this in real life, so I'm thinking, seeing that I don't see a marshal, I think I'm going to take this one right here. That would require an air stand. Right, assuming that. Alright, upon arriving into apron, I'm going to turn the APU on. So hopefully that will go up. It looks like it's going on, so that's good. There usually is a sign or someone helping guide you. I guess we're going to go down there now because we're kind stuck on
Very
there. Shot it.
Continued Charlie Echo, monitor Charlie on
I'm sorry, I advanced the throttle too much for your liking, sir. Yeah, looks like there's some upstairs.
Good day.
Taxi lights off before pulling into the stand. That makes sense. Probably doesn't take much to. Let's pull over here, actually. Let's do it.
American
It's off.
2837, short runway through left. Kilo Echo,
Gen's
monitor
on.
Charlie 123.9 at 8 is Alpha current.
39, we've got Alpha tonight, American 2837.
Good night.
Buffalo Ground Delta 4836, request taxi to south parking.
Oh, I'm supposed to park.
Delta 4836, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Delta 3 Delta
Alright,
Echo cross
now,
runway 5 Echo
where's the
Alpha.
sign that tells me
Ground is going to be runway
before
through
I park?
left. Kilo
I think it's
Echo,
this thing on
taxi
the wall.
right Alpha, full
The
short
entrance
taxi
green or
Juliet.
something?
Through left, Kilo Echo, right Alpha, short of Juliet. Echo.
Taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Delta 3 Delta Echo cross runway 5 Echo Alpha Delta
I'm gonna get out of the
4836.
plane. Let's see. That's when I blow it. Where's the marshal? Now let's see if that does. No, we're really close. Look at that. That's a fire extinguisher. Where's the little thing that? I think it'd be the marshal that tells me. Right? Let's get out. Looks closer than what you really are. There I started the APU. But alright, taxi lights off, APU's on, parking brake is set. There we go. Alright, we're at the stand. Two blues, two blue engine buses on one red parking brake. Two blues engine buses. We're on the APU. So now, cut the engines. Which makes it touch this thing. Cut off.
Blue 81, Alpha, Kilo Echo,
Shift to raise this a little.
Kilo Echo with you, Blue 81.
Should turn off the engines, right? Yep. And also it looks like start levers to cut off. Seatbelt signs off. Nice. Anti-collision light off once under 20% on the engines we are. Dude, this has been quite the experience.
Anti-collision. Continue Charlie Echo, monitor Tower 123.9.
Shut down flow, fuel pumps off.
On Charlie to Echo and monitor Tower from 1 to 3.19, 0.98,
Wow, I never got this far. It's the first time I've ever done this. How am I doing? Electricals on, fasten belts off. Yep. Window heat is off. At least I know where things are. Probe heat is auto or off. Good. Anti-ice is off. Hydraulic pumps off.
Delta 347 Kennedy Ground, runway
Am I doing
left,
this
Kilo
right?
Echo.
Pressure quarters on
American off your left,
auto.
impact to your left Bravo. Give way, Delta 347, 31 left, Kilo Echo.
That's on test. So let's go. Does this work now that we've had? No. That does, but this one doesn't. Okay. Alright, we are on APU power right now, so I don't have to worry about a lot of things. Air conditioner packs are on auto. What am I saying? I think engine bleed is on.
Delta 347 actually is just going to be a left taxiway
off.
Bravo behind.
It's off.
American.
Exterior lights are good. Start switches are off. Yep, they already were off. Auto brake is on. down. D10. That's what we want there. Yep. Flaps up. No lights. No lights, and they're up. Parking brake is set, and it is. Start levers to cut off. They are. Weather radar is off. I just turned the train off a while ago.
Tug 1, proceed left on
Transponder
taxiway
2000. It's actually 1, 2, 3 for the United States, not 2000. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sierra CB. I have
via right Alpha, then left Romeo.
Right Alpha, left Romeo, right Super Trap.
Actually, we leave it to off because that's what flows off. Cockpit door unlocked. Alright, secure flow. Iris mode selectors. Off. Cab, galley as installed.
Dear Ground, good evening, Delta 2875 approaching bus number 1, Mike Alpha was out.
Off.
Delta 2875, right. And runway 3 left kilo Echo, taxi via left Bravo.
Left Bravo, that's
Good.
Delta
Air conditioner
2875.
packs are off.
For departure, Ranger
Yep.
transition.
Hello.
So radio vector is out as well.
Go for Ranger,
Panel lights off. So turn off. Other lights as needed. Now. Floodlight. Turn off.
Ground, JetBlue 553 is looking to come out Delta taxi with Alpha.
JetBlue 553 ground, which taxiway coming out?
Delta for JetBlue 5.
Lights off.
JetBlue 553, runway 22 right, taxi right Alpha, hold short
Shrimp
taxi
gear
Delta
is
Alpha.
landing the 700. AP
Right on
ground
Alpha,
power
short
off.
Delta for JetBlue 553.
Off. That turns off all the power to the engine. That makes sense. And then the battery, we gotta turn that off so we're not running on battery power. Jesus. That's it. That's how it's done. Not sure where those lights are coming from. Let's see if I can turn those off. I don't know if I turn them on or off or what's going on. Turn the battery off so it shouldn't be working. Alright, we've done it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, a lot of thoughts. So I'll have to research that video on the whole final thing. But let's take a look at Buffalo, shall we? Welcome to Buffalo, New York. We made it. We survived. And this is again the Init Bills Buffalo. It's fantastic, to be honest with you. Oh, if I put down the stairs, whatever. We parked. Good. Boy, that was quite the lesson. Let me take this tablet off too. But we made it.
Number 1, make it so.
We made it so, everybody. I don't know how, but we did it. We made it to Buffalo. That was a lot. But Buffalo International. If you're on my flight, you're probably getting somewhere over here. So let's go inside the terminal. Look at this highly detailed terminal here. Nothing crashed the desktop. It's amazing. Even with all this paper and everything. And the only difference I think is that the Google Maps wasn't on. We used the big imagery. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I don't think it is because it was working fine. But we are in Buffalo. We're gonna go walking through the terminal here. Pretty sweet. Thank you so much for joining me at any time during this flight. I know I had a lot of focus on the end there, but man, jeez. That's why they get paid the big bucks sometimes. Look, they even have like the little polishing place here. Wow. They're in Flight Airlines. Okay. I'm ready to the restroom after this one, I'll tell you that. There you go. So, yeah, it's a really nice airport. I do recommend you buy this if you're flying into Buffalo. And then as always, you have Niagara Falls in the distance, but we're gonna leave you here from Buffalo. I'm mentally drained right now, thinking about all the stuff I had to think about. The plane seems to be off, there's no power to it, and we're gonna bid adieu to you from Buffalo International here. We actually flew a 737-800. Hopefully, somewhat realistically for the first time. I think I did a pretty good job. I don't know how you feel. But, oh, and I also didn't send Alice enough for the after landing because I was too committed to what I was doing. But I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for coming out. So, I just been a long time in the plan to do an airliner stream, and God, we made it happen. And it wasn't just like an hour flight, it was a little over an hour. So, but alright, we're gonna rate someone on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, stay tuned. If you're on YouTube, I appreciate you all coming out. Remember, if you're on YouTube, push that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Looks like we might have picked up one actually. And if you're on Twitch, you know, follow. Pitch the follow button at least, please. We'll be flying a little bit more than usual. I mean, we did 2 days in a row this week already because I'm on vacation. I do have some things and I want to spend some time with family, but I'm going to try to stream a couple more times this week if I can make it happen. Might be some biking as well because I have to get them ready for some station. But I appreciate all your support. So from Buffalo, New York, Eric Flight signing out. Peace out. I will see you later. Stay tuned on Twitch. We are going to raid someone. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you. Peace.